Let me go on to Justin Joseph. Justin, old friend, we've been old friends. There's another question, but interesting. Why have Catholics lost certain traditions like Ember Days, Rogation Days, First Friday devotion, no meat on Fridays, no meat on Lent, fasting and veil for women in church, etc.? What does the church say? I would say that, they're not, it is true, the church has changed a bit and has relaxed. But I agree with you that these are very good practices. Let's say First Friday devotion. The first was the First Friday. The First Friday devotion still carries on. I would say it is, the people go to Mass, we take Holy Communion on that day. I think in many parishes, Holy Communion is taken to the people as the Eucharistic minister. So I would encourage First Friday, that the church encourages all this devotion. And now no meat. Let me tell you now, this is what you brought, I think, no meat in Lent, no meat on Fridays, fasting and abstinence. Let me take this one point only. The church was fasting, had abstinence on Fridays to unite ourselves with our Lord's passion, death on Good Friday. So every Friday was a holy time. They would think of our Lord. Just like at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, many places they have a Divine Mercy Chaplet to think of our sufferings of our Lord. And it's a good practice to avoid something good, avoid meat. When they revised the Code of Canon Law, they realized they left this to the Episcopal conferences to decide. The idea is not meat, but the idea is penance. Do some penance on that day. And this seemed to be the most visible and most enforceable and thing that we could do, avoiding meat, and therefore had vegetable. So on Fish on Fridays, there were 2 points I must mention to you. In some places, meat is, I know some poor places in India where they have meat only on Easter Sunday and on Christmas Day. They can't afford to have meat. So it makes no sense to say no meat on Friday, right through the year not having meat. The second thing is that the idea of penance might be lost. So they allowed the conference to decide. And the bishop of the CBC I met, I was not a bishop, but I was an expert advising them on canon law. And then the bishops chose certain norms as substitutes for that. And for example, they said, avoid TV on the whole of Friday. Or those who are addicted to, are very fond of alcohol, avoid alcohol on the whole of Friday. Or avoid, those people who are very fond of movies, avoid. So do some penance. You can choose anything. I want to tell you, Justin, that in the Archdiocese of Bombay, I have encouraged people again. I've been writing every Lent, and I'll do this time also, telling people, let's go back. Let's avoid meat on Fridays. I think in Bombay we can do that. In Mumbai, in Archdiocese of Bombay, we can do that. Let's avoid meat on Fridays. And I like here in our own house, Archbishop's house, and I know many families, they avoid meat on Fridays. So let's go back to that. The church has not abolished it. Church has made it easier. Church has tried to make the penance a little more meaningful penance, Justin, so that we are able, so people can sort of really unite themselves with our Lord's passion. Let me take it just